Welcome to Traveler's Tales. I am your host, Greg Alonzo. Today I will be your guide through history as we take a look at your questions and comments from part 1 of the Fabled Ancient Olympic Games. Before we begin, just a reminder that we post new videos every Tuesday and Friday. Don't forget to hit the little bell icon to be notified each time we post new videos. Moving right along. Mythology tells us one thing, while archaeology tells us another. Our first question is from Cynthia. She asks, is it true that the Olympic athletes competed in the nude? Cynthia, excellent question. The athletes competed naked as a tribute to the gods. They wanted to show Zeus their physical power and muscular physique. Since Greek heroes were often depicted nude in artwork and sculptures, this inspired the athletes to train harder and win their event. Another interesting point is our word gymnasium. It comes from the Greek word hemos, which means naked. It seems that the ancient Greeks had a predilection to work out in the buff. Our next question is from Jackson. He asks, what did the torch signify to the ancient Greeks? Jackson, the torch procession didn't actually begin with the Greeks. You will be surprised to learn that it began with the Nazis when Germany hosted the 1936 Olympic Games. However, the Greeks did hold torch races. One of the competitions was to run with a torch, and if the flame went out, you lost. Next we have a question from Wilhelm. He wants to know, what was the opening event of the ancient games? Wilhelm, the ancient games began with a foot race. According to legend, a cook by the name of Carobus, 192-meter foot race. Our next question is from Marco. He asks if the victors received any cash prizes for their win. Marco, good question. The athletes were not amateurs in our modern-day definition. The victors were awarded either a wreath or a crown made of olive leaves. However, when they did return home, they were compensated with a cash equivalency of around $100,000. They also received many other perks and amenities. Next we have a question from Ralph. He asks, what did the runners-up receive? Ralph, surprisingly there were no second or third place. Only one winner for each event. The victor alone gained all the fame and honor for themselves and their hometown. Let's press on. Our next question is from Marissa. She asks, since the ancient Olympic Games were part of a religious festival, did victory signify anything else? Marissa, interesting question. In Greek legends, death was a terrible experience. The ancient Greeks believed that when one died, they would spend the rest of eternity suffering in endless torment. The ancients believed that by competing in the Olympics, they might save some portion of their immortality. Should they continually win, athletes would have songs written about them and statues honoring them. In this sense, they would live on for an eternity. This thought originated with the story of Heracles. He was revered because he was once a mortal man who won his immortality thanks to his athletic accomplishments. Our next question is from Pankaj. He asks, who was the greatest of the ancient Olympic athletes? Pankaj, Milo of Croton held the record for victories in the ancient games. He won the wrestling event 6 times over a span of 36 years. Moving right along, our next question is from Francisco. He asks, what exactly is the sport of pancration? Francisco, pancration is a form of mixed martial arts. It primarily combined boxing, wrestling, and freestyle. The rules were minimal at best. In fact, there were only 2 rules. No eye gouging or biting. In fact, the referees carried sticks to beat any competitors who dared to break the rules. The sport, if one could call it that, had no weight divisions, no limits, and the fight could last until one combatant surrendered, lost consciousness, or was killed. We still have time for a couple more questions. This one is from Nadia. She asks, is it true that the Olympic participants often worked out covered in olive oil? Yes, Nadia, you are quite correct. The participants regularly anointed themselves with olive oil to enhance their look and keep their skins smooth. Our last question of the day comes from Dolph. He wants to know, what is a kinetisme? Dolph, A very good question. Literally translated, kenadizmi means dog leash. It is a thin leather thong used as a penis restraint. It seems that not all the competitors were comfortable with being totally naked. This brings us to the end of part 2 of the fabled ancient Olympic Games. Thank you for once again joining us for this edition of Traveler's Tales. Just as a reminder, we post new videos every Tuesday and Friday. Don't forget to hit the little bell icon to be notified each time we post new videos. For your convenience, we have also posted our email address and Instagram information. We enjoy hearing from our subscribers, so don't hesitate to contact us with any questions or comments you may have. If you haven't subscribed to Traveler's Tales, please do. This really is the best way to help our channel grow. Traveler's Tales will return with part 3 of the fabled ancient Olympic Games, where we will be exploring the mythological tales behind the founding of the ancient Olympic Games. Until we meet again at the crossroads of folklore and fact, Kartistos.